He is, I mentioned it yesterday, he's ADD, works with a lot of kids with dyslexia, but works with a lot of kids with ADD. So you got to hear this story. So I'm with Ned. He's written multiple books. Oprah called him the #1 ADD specialist in the world. So I'm talking to Ned. You got to hear this. And he works with ADD kids that are usually, they go to ADHD, and they end up being hyper and on drugs and stuff to calm them down. He gets these kids, and he has the most, and adults too, the most massive transformation of helping people with ADD than anybody in the world. And again, same as dyslexia too, but he calls ADD a gift. He said, you were born with a Ferrari engine, but with bicycle brakes. And he said, but ADD is the biggest gift you could possibly have. And I said, so how do you do it? And we're sitting and chatting, and he said, this is how I do it. Different than most people. What happens with a kid with ADD, he's sitting in class trying to read, but he can't, so he's tapping his foot. And when he can't read it and he can't pay attention because he'd be better off listening to a book than reading, but that's not the rules. His rules are he has to read this book and he has to do it before the end of class, and his foot is tapping, and finally the teacher says, you must do this, and when he can't take it, he gets up and runs around. Now he's got ADHD, we should medicate him more. And what that does is when he feels inferior, she feels inferior about not being able to read, what goes down? Their confidence, and it makes them act out. It makes them do more stuff because they feel inferior. They feel bad about themselves because we're telling them, you're not good enough, you have ADD, you're not good. So all of a sudden, confidence down, not finding what they're good at. So he said, all I do is I get the teachers, I get their peers, I get their parents, I get their siblings together, and we find out, and he was calling them Johnny, we find out what little, I got goosebumps because I wish someone had done that for me, but luckily I got through it. That's why I'm always up here sharing. He said, we get little Johnny and we surround him and we find out what little Johnny is good at. And we don't worry about what he sucks at. We find out what he's good at, whether that's math or sports or playing recess, and we make Johnny feel so confident in what he does, and we take Johnny's part where he's good and we make him amazing, and guess what? His confidence goes through the roof, and 3 weeks later he's sitting reading the book on his own.